But I just found out today 2 other documentaries that I'm incredibly excited about. One I knew that has been they've been working on for years now. It's the documentary on the Golden Globus, the Cannon Company, and that's premiering later this month in Australia at the Australia Film Festival, I think. So that's just around the corner. That's finally done. And any opportunity I have to see a new interview with Michael Dudikoff, I jump at it. And the other one I didn't know existed, but it's premiering. Where's it premiering? Fright Fest, which is, I don't know where that is. I think it's in the UK. It's a documentary on the making of The Island of Dr. Moreau, the Brando version, the Frankenheimer version.
Oh, I would love to. Well, that would be fascinating to watch.
Wouldn't that be great?
I bet there are a lot of laughs in that one.
I think so.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of
an hour and a half
of
Brando stories would be great,
Yeah. No, I would love this. Dude, that movie must have just been, talking about train wreck of train wrecks. I mean, that would just be, I would love to be a fly on the wall in that production. Oh, my God.
Definitely one of the more interesting train wrecks, like kind of watchable and
we don't have many of those anymore. We just have things that are duds because people we don't really have like great
lots of bland train wrecks like another one
Lone
of these
Ranger.
blah.
The Lone Ranger is like one that comes to mind. The Lone Ranger is like the one that comes to mind. That was probably just like a standard. They probably thought they're all doing a good job, and probably the big thing was, why are you spending so much money? But there's probably no drama or anything off camera and maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll find out decades from now there was. But you don't have any. The Island of Dr. Moreau is just one of these things like, what the hell are you guys thinking? What's going on? I mean,
yeah.
And they ran into so much trouble all the way through it, too. Like, all from the very beginning of it, they were in trouble with it. Like, but still an interesting movie to revisit every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Strange to say.
One of those off the rail. I mean, you can tell it's an off the rail experience making the movie when you're watching the movie. But some off the rail movies actually turn out to be great. I mean, the classic poster child example is Apocalypse Now, and the fact that was such an off the rail production actually made it a better movie because you feel that in the actual bones of the movie, Anyway,
I would put Showgirls in that category as an off the rails kind of movie.
There has been some revisionist thinking about Showgirls. Are you saying that that's actually a good movie for what it is, or?
I think I now believe that it is a good movie. I know it's strange to say, but I do. I think that it's intended as a satire. I think it's all intended as serious satire.
Well, I think you're right too, because if you look at the director, there's a lot of truth in that. He was very good at that. I hope he still is. But I think the thing about Showgirls that's the most interesting is that's released, and the following week Jade is released. And yes, thank you, Joe Esterhazy. You've released 2 duds in a matter of a week. You've written 2 of these, and Jade
one of them wasn't really a dud. It was just, maybe Jade is also a movie that should be reviewed just as but I don't think that it's done as satire.
No, I think Showgirls has the better. Is the better of the two.
Showgirls, after you watch it a couple of times, and especially after you watch it with an audience, you realize that there's just absolutely no way that this wasn't not done as comedy, because it's just some of the camera setups are just too hilarious. Mm-hmm. And also Paul Verhoeven is too smart of a guy to not have meant it. So I think it's like, yeah. You look at all that satire that's in Starship Troopers and RoboCop and so forth.
And Total Recall.
All that stuff is so hilarious.
Yeah.
And kind of like over the top too, but also has a sort of sense of subtlety as well. And I think all of that is mixed in with Showgirls as well. So
yes, Starship Troopers was in one sense that Robert Heinlein was kind of nuts and everything, but Starship Troopers was in the sense of the satire and everything was also ahead of its time. I mean, it sort of does recall the first couple of years, after 9/11 and the Bush presidency and the whole thing, this false patriotism that erupted and everything. Couldn't help but think of Starship Troopers. I'm sorry, just couldn't help but think of that movie. But that's an interesting thing that you bring up the satirical elements in his film. What happened with Hollow Man, which just seemed like such no pun intended, an empty movie, just nothing in it whatsoever.
Even as a kind of an empty, dumb movie, it's actually not too bad. Like if you were eating something really good or something, you could watch it and feel like, hey, that wasn't so bad.
If you were eating,
if that's on the next time, I'll remember that.
I have a personal phrase that I use for those kind of movies. I call them taco movies because if you're eating tacos while you're watching it, it's like it can fool you into thinking that it's a good movie.
Everything is good with tacos. Everything is good with tacos.
Yeah. Showgirls is a taco movie. I mean, that's if you know what I mean.
So Hollow Man is a taco movie, I think.